Okay. This topic is interesting based on the fact that this is clearly something that a woman would say. Let's talk about it. Men don't age better. They're just not held to the same standard. Unrealistic standard at that point. Unrealistic standard that women are. Well, let's talk about it this way. For what majority of women are looking for from their male partner, more older men have acquired those characteristics or traits than younger men do. For what most men are initially attracted to or drawn to, women, for the most part, have those characteristics or qualities in their youth, in their younger years. So based on that alone, one could surmise that men age better than women do. It's not an unrealistic standard. Let's break something else down. All right. Men get older. When men get older, we usually tend to fill out. Our bodies fill out. We're not like skinny ripped most of the time anymore. But we get bigger. If you stay fit, you get bigger. What you have muscle mass to you. Your physique fills out. You get a more mature look to you, which women are more attracted to. You also get a lot of life experience, which makes you wise, which women are attracted to. Then you have more time to build up yourself and your wealth, which obviously women are attracted to. With women, when you're younger, your body is tight. I'm not even talking about, just one area of the body. You tend to be leaner, fitter, full of vigor. You don't like this, but coachable. What I mean by coachable is not necessarily like, oh, I can control you. It's more like you've had less experiences. So I'm the one who's teaching you these experiences. Men don't tend to like to be like one of the people that you've had an experience with, but like, for instance, I want to take you to Bali. And if she says, great, I love Bali. We have to stay at this place and we have to go to this other place because the last time when I was there, we did this and it was awesome. And that's not something that we desire. Oh, I'm glad that you had that experience before me. So now we can, that's not realistic. So we like to be the first to teach you things. When it comes to intimacy, some guys don't like to be with, let's say, virgins or inexperienced girls. I will say that I think, and this is just what I think, most men prefer a woman with less experience versus a woman with more experience. And I would also say that for the women that say, well, there are guys out here that like, I think the guys that would prefer you with more experience, I don't think that they're mainly the type of guys that you are actually going to really want, to be honest, because the guys that I've seen or heard that talk about they want a woman with a high body count and a bunch of experiences, those guys are not, they don't have really good morals or values. Some, I mean, you can find onesies, twosies, shout out to CGA, but most of them, nah. So in a nutshell, this comment it's written by a woman, and it's written by a bitter woman at that. See, we have to understand is this. Life is a way, and there's trade-offs. There's consequences. You can't take both roads. You have to take a road. When you make a choice, you choose to go down this path, that means you chose not to go down this path. You cannot also go down this path at the same time as you're going down that path. And a lot of people in general, but a lot of women want their cake and eat it too, so to speak. And you can't have it both ways. I would suggest when you're younger as a woman, you are looking for the mate that you want long term. There's other things that go into that, but as a general rule, I think when you're younger, in your early 20s, I think that's when you should be really looking for your long-term mate. Because that's when you're going to have the most valuable options. And you don't get to be in your 30s and 40s still out here on the market mad talking about, oh, you're holding me to this other standard. Because a man that's with you when you're 20, he looks at you differently when you're 45 than the man who meets you at 45. Let me say that again. The man that has met you at 20 and was with you from the age of 20 to 45 sees you differently at 45 than the man who just met you when you turned 45. Both of them may see you as attractive at 45. However, the guy who met you at 20 values you far more if you haven't done things that made him have a lack of respect for you. That is a real thing. And women, you have to understand that and stop being bitter about it. Understand that that's what it is. Just like men, we have to understand that they're going to want to be taken care of. Like financially, you can get mad all you want and say, well, it's not all about money. It isn't all about money, but some of it is about money. They don't want to live in poverty at 50 just because they love you. It's just, that's kind of what it is. It's like, look, I don't want to be poor my whole life. And a lot of times they're willing to work it out with you and try to stick with you. But once they realize that you're not going to come up out of that, they're going to make a choice. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to make the choice to leave you at all the time or find a better mate, but some of the time they're going to do that, and you can't be sitting here being upset about it because this is what it is. You had the opportunity to build yourself up financially, and you chose not to. You have to realize what reality is. This is the real world that we live in. Stop thinking things are going to go or should go the way that you think that they should go. And this comment, women thinking that men growing older is the same as women growing older, is just not true. And you have to understand it and accept it. Accept it. Period. Stop looking for cases of women that are older and beautiful and trying to say, hey, look at her. That's not the norm. They're not the norm. They aren't the norm. They're the exception. Until next time.